say okay to anything, even if you ask me a yes or no question. So I guess Merfolk's our next stop. Looks like a pretty sweet draft slash sealed deck where we opened all the bomb rares that really make Merfolk tick. We have Hadana's Climb, Shapers of Nature, which I guess is a bomb uncommon, but still. Seafloor Oracle, Double Forerunner, and the Tishana to top it all off. Yeah, so I wanted to run the deck unaltered first to see how it goes, and then we'll make some changes. And we're already 2 out of 5 to our weekly quest where we get another pack, so that should be nice. And I guess killing our opponent's creatures, well, it might be difficult with the blue-green deck. I'm not sure if this counts combat or not, which is not really a kill, but I guess they end up dead. So I'm not certain. Yeah, I guess I haven't really killed 13 creatures with like a kill spell. Like a spell that says destroy. So I guess all kinds of lethal damage, both from spells and from combat, end up counting here. That should be doable. And then this is not a blue-black deck, so it's not useful there, and black or red spells also not useful there. So I guess we'll have to do those later. But we can collect more wins. Now this was updated to 2 out of 3. What the hell? Why don't you tell me how many of these I actually have, instead of telling me 1 out of 1 and then 2 out of 2, and now I'm at 2 out of 3? The bar just keeps moving up, and I have no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes. That's strange. Oh, I think they had like a millisecond timer for the search time, and now they reduced it to only showing seconds, or maybe I mislooked. But we're facing a rank 4 here, so I guess this might be a more difficult match. Well, we have Deep-Root Warriors turn 3 in the all-Merfolk deck, but this was exactly the draw we previously faced from our Merfolk opponent, and they got crushed. Also, there's the silver border again, so I guess they're hovering over my hand or something. Is that the way in this game to say like, hey dude, please hurry up, I'm waiting on you? Note that a good opening hand has multiple lands and spells. I guess we do have that. So thank you for your wise words. Still think I'm going to mulligan. Am I on the draw? No, your opponent goes for, yeah, your opponent goes first. That means I'm on the draw. I'll try mulliganing. What? I already saw my hand down here, and then it keeps popping up. Well, this is even worse. Okay, let's try looking at the mulligan animation again. Yeah, just like my hand goes down here to where it's supposed to be, and then it's brought up here. That's pretty anticlimactic. That's weird. This is a better hand though. But now we're on... Well, my opponent is at 6, and I had no way of knowing that? Or what was it? Scry. What? Top? Bottom, top, bottom. Okay. And if I just let it stay here, I guess I can't. It was in the middle before, and now I can no longer put it anywhere in the middle. Okay. My deck just keeps evading me. I guess you can try to centralize it as much as possible and let the randomness take over. I think I do want to top this though. Yeah. Oh no. If I let go of it, okay, I have to confirm it after dragging it to one side. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, I might be missing my third land drop here, but like the Lord should be one of my most powerful cards in the deck, and also I can go 2-drop into 2-drop and then potentially have this Vineshaper Mystic on turn 4 or something. And no. Things are just going great though. I guess I'll lead on the slightly weaker creature, which will get the same amount of damage in for now, but I'm less worried about it dying. So, blue card on this deck. It glows a little bit, they essence scattered it. And some like black tar, fog, bats, whatever it was like going out of the spell. So now I don't really want to Wind Shaper Mystic without value, though there seem to be a blue-black control deck, so we might just be getting destroyed here, both by Moment of Craving or some kind of Ravenous Chupacabra follow-up. Crip is streaming this? Okay. It's pretty sweet, just in general for like Magic getting exposure, but yeah, I can imagine he has no idea what's going on. I already have no idea what's going on, and I know how to play Magic, arguably. Okay, so they have 4 mana open. This can't really be great for me, but keeping River Herald Spoon open seems pretty useless as well, so let's keep jamming. And then I would end up with the... Okay, so green poison cloud effect coming up, so I guess that this resolved, though they might kill one of my creatures in response. Choose attackers. Okay, I'll choose you. Merfolk Mistbinder. I don't think there's any like flash creature I should be afraid of. Guess they might be mana screwed and just have like double black cards in their hand. Hieroglyphic Elimination. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Though it's good for me that they didn't have a counter. So now they do have double black and Chupacabra. So yeah, that was the disaster that I was expecting. Chupacabra, one of the big reasons that tribal decks are not great in standard. So I guess the same holds true here, most likely. Combat. What? Attacks? Oh, I was in beginning of combat, I guess. Choose attackers. Space and international cards, okay. For passing priority, for passing phases, sure. Let's try space. Well, no, I didn't cast my River Herald Spoon, but I'm fine with that, I feel. Maybe I should have just went in all in on River Herald Spoon, but we're not really trying to maximize strategic decisions here. We're just trying to find out what this program plays like and what the decks look like and all that stuff. Well, the double Chupacabra deck can't be a great matchup for the pre-constructed Merfolk deck. This looks like I'm getting demolished. Okay, so passing priority with space has successfully been established as one of my abilities, and if I pass, can pass turn with Desert of the Mindful. So yeah, mulliganing to 5 against the double Chupacabra door. Seems like I'm just getting wrecked here. And it also feels like I should just be lowering the curve of this deck quite significantly. Wow. The compass animation on Search for Ascanta. Merfolk dude on rock on the left side using Campus to find Ascanta the Sunken Rune, and has successfully found it here apparently. And forest, that's helpful. My Jade Guardian should outclass these Chupacabras or run into any of the multitude of counters that my opponent most likely has in their deck. They have 5 cards in their graveyard. Whoa, Illuminati confirmed! Illuminati confirmed. What? Why does it keep glowing? Oh, it's hexproof. Illuminati confirmed is hexproof. Where's the chat icon? I was looking for the Illuminati icon in the Twitch chat, but I came over a Doritos chip. So I guess if you have purple hexproof, it's also a Dorito. There we go. Let's not keep searching for Illuminati. They don't want to be found. So now we successfully outclassed their Chupacabras, but we're still facing down Search for Ascanta, which is troublesome. So I can either tap them down. It seems like I get too little damage in, Can also try to attack and they go for a double block, and then I River Herald Spoon, and then I cry when they counter my River Herald Spoon, but it seems like a reasonable thing to attempt, knowing that they didn't counter my Jade Guardian last turn. So either they have like specifically a negate, or they just didn't have a counter in their hand last turn and are sitting on a bunch of removal. It's not even certain that trading damage is favorable to me, though I guess I can just follow it up with like a post-combat extra creature, and then they're getting closer and closer to Tempest Caller, killing them somehow. Okay, this one blocks well, and also makes my attack next turn more threatening. What? They didn't counter my Jade Guardian, they just top deck Essence Scatter? That's not fair. I guess they kept their card on top for search instead of filling their graveyard. That makes some sense, but yeah, this seems like a pretty unwinnable matchup. Now they have Ascanta going, so they're like, well, I wouldn't say fully powered because they have Chupacabras, but yeah, looks like a very reasonable blue-black deck, something similar to what you would actually run in a standard format against my precon. They didn't block, apparently. Okay. I'll just go all in and try to get them low and then Tempest Caller them out. They opt. That seems weird. Wouldn't you want to activate Ascanta first, so that you still have double blue open afterwards? But I guess they found negate. So either they already had negate and wanted to pretend that they're opting, or they just got very lucky. Who knows? Yeah, not blocking could definitely be telegraphed more clearly. They took Hornswoggle. Okay, so they're fully just all counter spells and some Chupacabras. I guess let's try to resolve our non-creature spell into their Hornswoggle. The always revealed card part of this is pretty cool, so that I don't have to like memorize what they previously revealed. Now we see Consign to Oblivion and Hornswoggle as known cards. Seems like a weird timing to bounce that in my pre-combat main phase, or I guess my beginning of combat phase. That is probably not optimal for my opponent, though I don't have the 6th land to punish them for that. Their hand also occasionally glows, and then sometimes it doesn't. Oblivion. Oblivion. That's also a Hearthstone thing. You face Chlorexis. Oh, that's good with Deep-Root Warders. Also, if I make them counter something this turn, they... What? This just tapped my green mana for no reason? I guess it's just deciding, like, what it thinks is most likely to matter. But still seems weird that it takes the freedom to just tap my green instead of asking me or something. I'm not sure if it would tap like my blue, blue, blue if I had like a double green card in my hand, or if it just like it's a gamble that the mana system works out correctly for me. I'm not sure. Do I want to trade for a double Chupacabra? Most likely. Like, my Tempest Caller is not going to be resolving anytime soon, so maybe I can get some first, last. Okay, so blocker ordering is pretty clear. Yeah, I like this. What's this? Oh, I can look at the battlefield, and these are the creatures involved in the block. Okay, so I think that's a pretty nice way of solving this. And I guess it asks me for like the... yeah, this is also pretty clean. It's actually much cleaner than it is on Magic Online. Though, okay, these are the +1/+1 counters in blue. And yeah, I can distribute damage here. That's pretty sweet. I like the way they did that. Still no idea why we are on 3 clocks this match when we had 1 clock previously and my opponent somehow got up to 2 clocks. What, they have another Oblivion? No. Come back, Deep Root Waters. I needed you. Angrath is unhappy about that. There's no way for me to show that. Hello. You say goodbye and I say hello. Or something. Want to attack with these. 2 1/1s are definitely going to get the job done in the turn. Yep, Escanta away. Guess all the abilities just have this like gray border with no color to them, regardless of what the color of their source is. Because the cycling lands had this in green. Supremeville, okay. And the Escanta also has this, that the ability is just colorless, which makes sense. But it's like not that aesthetical. Opponent's sequencing doesn't seem that great. They played like the tap land before Supremeville, they played Op before Escanta and all that stuff, but it doesn't really matter. I guess they're also just trying out the client. I shouldn't be too hard on them. They somehow went up to 4 clocks. It's 4 o'clock combat. And I'm not certain how or why you would accumulate extra clocks. Extra hourglasses, I guess. It's not truly a clock, but some kind of time measurement thing. So that means they can probably time out more often, take time on their turns more often, maybe just as the game progresses. And they're a turn ahead of me because they were on the play, so I should go up to 4 clocks on my next turn, maybe? End turn. So far I'm still on 3. Oh yeah, now I got my 4th one. So I guess maybe we're like turn 12, and then like every 3rd turn we get an extra hourglass or something. So you can slow play once every 3 turns on average. That would make some sense. Razaket's right. Okay, so I guess if they do have a Scarab God, they're going to get it now. Let's see how powerful my rank for opponent's deck is. Yep. Yeah, their deck's pretty good. Wow. Scarab God also gets an entrance animation. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we get to... Do I want to reveal a Merfolk or pay a 3? I want to reveal a Merfolk. Well, now I have to pay manually? What the hell? I have to pay manually, but my Merfolk gets revealed automatically? That makes no sense. I'm still incredibly dead. I get to Scarab God back Ravenous Chupacabra. Yeah, so they look like a very solid blue-black control deck. I guess these Hornswoggles are pretty dirtly, but like Scarab God, Search for Escanta, Supremeville, Essence Scatter. Those are like real cards. Yeah, this looks like one of the decks that is actually like a real deck that you should be building. Though, like a better version of this, probably some Moment of Cravings, maybe some Ruska's Contempt. Second Search for Escanta. Yeah, they seem to have like a pretty full collection. I have no idea how they have this much stuff already, because you can't really spend money on the game yet, right? So either they are like super lucky, or they get like some kind of premium beta access where they get more cards. I have no idea. How do you have like mythic and then all the rares that you need, all this stuff already? Seems interesting. But I guess they're rank 4 already, so they have to have a lot of matches under their belt. Maybe you do unlock like a reasonable amount as time goes on. But like all my quests seem to be limited to like 1 quest a day or like 5 wins a week or something. Not sure how long I can keep going, getting extra gold out of my wins. Guess we'll have to find out. Still kind of disappointed by this black mana being so purple. And they made themselves a Tempest Scholar. black zombie creature token out of the Scarab God. So now we're just dead on board because they tapped all of my stuff with my own Tempest Scholar. So I guess never auto tap, disable emotes. Disable emotes is a good functionality, though I guess all of the emotes are so incredibly tame. We killed 13 of our opponent's creatures somehow, and we get 225 gold. Let's claim that. Still only halfway to another booster pack. Resets daily. I guess the resets daily just means that my first win gets 200 gold again, but I'm not certain how many of these 50 gold rewards I can get. So I guess at that rate, every win gives me 1/20th of a booster pack. So if I win 20 times, I get another booster. It seems like pretty slow progress, but the first win is worth a lot more. And also, I get 3 boosters a week. And 9:05. Is this 9 hours 5 minutes? Is it 9 minutes 5? No, I guess 9 minutes 5 seconds would have to be counting down faster. So I guess it's 9 hours and 5 minutes until my next quest. Or it's 9 9 a.m. 5 minutes past 9 in the morning. Who knows? No, I assume it's 9 hours and 5 minutes. And some kind of red comet thingy flying around a crown looking hourglass. Sure. I guess this should go to 9 hours 4 minutes in some point soon. So let's work on the Merfolk deck. Though this looked like an awful matchup, which makes sense when my opponent is 3 ranks above me and already has a real looking deck with a lot of changes and a lot of much more powerful cards. So we can go like hyper aggressive, add some curious obsessions with our dive downs and Mistcloaked Heralds, though I don't have extra Mistcloaked Heralds. And then like a lot of 1-drops. I think I want to try that. Let's get this Tishana out of here for sure. And the Windstrider. And have some curious obsessions. That makes me even more vulnerable to just getting 2 for 1. But at least I have a game plan. Some Cartouche of Knowledge maybe. Which at least if I resolve them I'm not getting 2 for 1, and it can help my dirtily small guys to... Well, I guess I have 1 with the wind, but Cartouche of Knowledge is just a better 1 with the wind. Silvergill Adept seems great, though I only have 1 of them available for now. I didn't want to get into the crafting part of this yet. So yeah, what else do we have available to us? Shaper Apprentice could be decent. It's a good 2-drop to go with our attempt of lowering the curve. Herald of the Secret seems doesn't actually do anything for us, right? I mean, some of these creatures will naturally have +1/+1 counters on them, but so let's throw out Kopala and Herald. Seafloor Oracle is still great. Tempest Scholar can sometimes be great, and we can search it up. And these wear the auras really well. Sure. A Reverse Rebuke as a top end maybe, so that we can like swarm aggro them, and if they ever stabilize the board we rebuke all of that stuff away. So I guess it doesn't really solve our problems against both the dinosaur deck that is constantly going to be dealing 1 damage to all of my creatures, as well as any kind of true control deck like the blue-black deck we just faced, though we have no idea what else is still out there, what people are trying and working with. I can add a 3rd Wineshaper Mystic that seems favorable, as well as the Wild Shaper doesn't really fit. Shows me all the gold cards instead of just the ones there. Okay, so all the blue-green gold cards I already have in my deck. Vanquisher's Banner is pretty decent. It's pretty expensive also, but let's put that in. At least it's very sweet. Let me draw some cards. We could have more woodland stream, but if we're going hyper aggressive, that's not great. Maybe some Hush Up Oasis also, because the life loss should be less of an issue for us, and it can help me close out the game. So let's throw this out as well. Now in this mode we can much more clearly see the number of cards we have in our deck and the number of cards that are like still supposed to go into my deck and all of this. So this mode seems preferable, though you have less of an overview of what your deck currently looks like. And what removal spell do we want? I mean, it would end up being a bounce spell or a fight spell, neither of which are really optimal in a constructed environment, because we can vizier off the many faces, but it has low amounts of synergy with the Merfolk things going on, though we will copy some kind of Merfolk, I guess. So I have 60 cards now. This is still 22 lands. Maybe I want to go down to 23 lands. Okay, Jungle Delver is probably worse than the Jade Bearer most of the time, though more Commander Speaker would just be better. Can I somehow jump to these? No, so I can't. Damn, I didn't want to throw it out. I tried right-clicking it or something to jump to the card name. Like, if I know that I want more Silvergale Adepts, should allow me to like increase this number somehow. Does it work on the cards where I do have more? See, like I click to throw it out. Oh, I can click on the number to increase it if I have access to it, and if I don't, it brings me to the crafting menu. However, 94. So that makes some sense. So I guess I can, without jumping to it, increase or decrease the number. Sure. That's a pretty intuitive solution once you know that clicking on this number does increase it, which is not initially apparent, and a lot of these things don't get explained to you in any way, though that's the case in many programs. Okay, so let's try this out. Slightly improved. Once again, not doing any crafting yet. If we were crafting, we would probably want access to Commander, as well as more Silvergale Adepts for sure. But yeah, let's hope to not run into 3 ranks higher than us blue-black control once again, but get some sweet tribal on tribal action. So match 2, rank 4 once again, Zoel. So it first matched up with like equal ranks, and now we're getting paired up a bunch after winning our first 2 matches. So I guess the system expects me to be moving up, or maybe just they are trying to give me some random opponent. I'm not sure how thought out all of that is. My hand seems pretty clunky. I mean, the card quality of all of these 3 drops is pretty nice, but I think I need to be hyper aggressive with how I build my deck now, and I want to look for a 1 drop or a 2 drop. Though, yep, that was exactly what I was talking about. Let's ball to 5 again. Well, Merfolk definitely pretty high variance archetype, especially if you build it the way that I did. What? If I'm like between the cards, it goes ballistic. Yeah, like the card from one to the other, it keeps like, do you see that? It slowly moves to the front, but it keeps like vibrating back and forth between the left and the right. Looks pretty strange when I'm like right on the edge between the 2 cards. And also if I hover over here, it just goes crazy. The vibrating oasis, the oscillating oasis, I guess, for the full anagram. Let's keep this, even though it's awful. Let's go bottom. Scride it to the bottom, now we're here. Scride it to the bottom. And my second land drops hopefully here. 55 cards in my deck. Fanatical Firebrand. So I guess if we are facing rank 4 opponents, which we have previously... What? It just skips through my turn. Doesn't even pretend like I have anything to do, which I don't. yeah, I guess like when you're missing your land drop, pirate flag, rigging runner. Okay, we're super dead. So yeah, I guess rank 4 opponents is where they start to have real decks that are close to what you would build in this 4-block standard. Well, or at least budget versions of it, because no one really has all the cards yet. So first opponent on rank 4, yeah, as we see, like some budget choices, but yeah. First opponent on rank 4 decided to build blue-black control with Scarab God and Search for Skenta, and then second rank 4 opponent built some kind of mono-red deck, which I assume they crafted like their one has a red 4 with the one mythic wildcard that they opened or something. Or maybe one Rekindling Phoenix or something, maybe both. But yeah, probably they have access to pretty limited card pool also. So yeah, they look to be red pirate aggro and are running us over on our mana spoot draw, which is unfortunate. Wayfinder has some potential to be a 3/3 that could get the board under control a little bit, though most likely we're past the phase of the game where we could stabilize. So that would allow us a 2-spell turn. So probably Library and just play Silvergill Adept and Jade Baron the same turn next turn. Yeah, considering they have this 2-drop at the very least as a follow-up, maybe more. Maybe they just abrade my 3/3 or something. This game also seems pretty hopeless. So yeah, our pre-constructed playing abilities outclass that of random rank 1 opponents, but we're getting crushed by rank 4 opponents that have already improved their deck. Okay, this one is the most profitable block, because I'm trading for both of his creatures. Here I run into the first strike and they shoot damage with the Firebrand before first strike happens. Though I'm leaving them with the first striker, so kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. I'm not really getting the first striker off of the board. Okay, so they definitely do have some budget choices here as well. Nimble Blade Kenra does not seem too great. What? Why would you tap those two? I guess if I hover over the card, it shows me what its preferred way of tapping would be if I just let it do it. And like here, you can see Island and Forest being like in a glowing orange. So if I play this, it taps my 2 basics, and then I have to take a damage for this. So that's a pretty unfavorable way of resolving things for me. This is a much better way to tap, so I guess they just keep my land with additional abilities open for me, but they tap in a way where my mana situation is much worse, so I have to pay attention to not let the machine do what it wants and somehow ruin my mana tapping. Submit. Yes, I do want to submit to you, to your Silvergill Adel. Silvergill Adel? Silvergill Adept. Silvergill Adele is writing sad songs about my current board state. Breaking up with my life total. As I get run over by pirates and assorted jackal warriors. Why do you switch position? Okay, I get an exclamation mark for making illegal blocks. That makes a lot of sense. But what was the explanation text? Insufficient blockers declared for attacker. Okay, I get it. And this has a green shield. Oh, I guess green shield for still able to block, and orange shield for already declared blocking. And we have like some kind of wave motion blackness going over the card to symbolize summoning sickness. Sure. Blockers. But yeah, I hate that the card switched position. Like, I used Silvergill Adept as a blocker first, and it was on the right side, and then after I had ordered it blocking, it somehow switched to the left. So I guess I can like chain through blockers by keep on clicking from like on them from the right side, but it's still pretty annoying to me if objects change their position on the board for no real reason and make it more difficult for me to keep track of where they are. That doesn't seem like a preferred functionality. So on this board I'm actually still alive. It's not too bad, because the Jade Guardian actually does outclass the Rigging Runner, and my Jade Bearer does block the Combat Celebrant, so I would take 2 damage here where they don't have a spell. Once from the Nimble Blade Kenra, and then if they exert this they get to attack with it again. All attack? No, end turn. Okay, so Hexproof Illuminati back on the board. Though what the hell is this? Are we like grilling a fish on some kind of... No, what the hell is going on? The fish is being thrown into the crib. What? Things keep moving and like... I guess... Oh, this is the only attacker. This is chained. I guess chained means exerted. But what is attacking? Choose blockers. These are all attacking? How am I supposed to know these are attacking? Because like my opponent untapped them with the Combat Celebrant trigger for the second combat phase, but I guess these arrows down here indicate attacking, but the choose blockers timeout used. Okay, I was too slow in blocking, so now we're down to 1 hourglass. What happened? Okay, I'm going to try. This game is... Well, no, let's not do that yet, but I want to try out what happens if I use all my timeouts, if I just lose the match, or what is going on there. Also, the first striker ran into my creature twice. No idea why. Yeah, let's not block and just go to 2. They have 2 damage, they got me, but it seems like the best way to get the board under control. Captivating Crew. That's pretty dangerous. Guess I can't even do much then. Because if I play any kind of creature, they just steal it and kill me, and I don't have enough mana to keep open dive down in combination with any of my creatures. So I just have to pass the turn and hope to find another land so that I can play the blocker that I need while also keeping open dive down for their Captivating Crew activation. Okay, their deck looks a lot more manageable though. I think if I get a better draw where I get out of the gates a little quicker, I could definitely have beaten this deck. Attacker, sure. I'm not sure why I'm back to getting priority everywhere. I guess because I do have an instant, but it's like very clearly signaling to my opponent that I have a trick. Blockers. Okay, so if they throw their creature away, aberrate their own creature. Okay, so then we die to the prowess trigger. That's unfortunate. Okay, end turn. No idea why I can end. I guess it's just yield until end of turn. Yeah, okay, we died. Angrath is sad. Also, no idea if I can change my avatar to something that's not Angrath. Audio and background, sound, settings, full screen. Where do I customize that? Can I customize that? Okay, so we were playing Merfolk, but we still got the red-black Planeswalker avatar with it somehow. You can set this thing, I've already figured that out. You can like pull a card here and then it's your deck icon. An Angrath altar with a tear running down its face. That seems like a great idea. Like in the old Street Fighter, whenever you won a fight, you had like a cheering fighter that gave like some cocky line, and when he was beaten up, you could see like blood and tears all running over. Like the guy with the mask had his mask like half shattered over his face, and like their clothes were torn and all that stuff, and they would give like a line where they like promise revenge or something, or like say you were too strong for me. I don't know, something like that. And all the planeswalkers could have that, where they're like destroyed, their magical staff broken in half or something. Or like, if you get destroyed by the mono red deck, I guess your clothes are on fire or something. You have like a little bit of burnt hair. Sounds like a great idea, though I don't think they really want to be going down that route, mocking their own game, but it does sound pretty funny. Okay, so Merfolk, not a fan against people who actually know what they're doing. I'm not sure how matchmaking is going to treat me now after I won against 2 ranked 1s and then got destroyed by 2 ranked 4s. Let's keep moving on to the next deck. Let's try out, well, I guess let's not go to, well, maybe Vampire.